What's up, ladies and gents? Welcome to the first video in a little mini-series of me breaking down some of the tracks, well, all of the tracks from my brand new EP, Boogie Time, which is out now on 19K. Go check it out if you haven't already. So yeah, this is the first track, Renaissance. This is the Ableton project here. A lot of you guys might recognize this track from my YouTube tutorials. This is my YouTube tutorial intro. It didn't actually start out as that. It was just like an idea I had knocking around for quite a while, and yeah, I'd never finished the track, so I was like, fuck it, let's just use that for my YouTube intro, make a little shorter version of it. And then in the end I ended up picking it back up, and because yeah, it seemed like a cool idea, and I was like, I think it just needs a vocal basically. So I fleshed it out into an arrangement, and then sent it to Jozy. Shout out to Jozy, she absolutely killed it on this. Yeah, her vocal's wicked, and that really, yeah, kind of brought the whole thing together. So yeah, let's break this shit down. So yeah, the basic idea with this track was to kind of create a bit of a marriage between the kind of old school boogie funk vibe, like Daz, Zap, stuff like that, which is like a sound I was getting really into, and definitely something I explored quite a lot over lockdown with the funk jams I was doing. So yeah, you can sort of hear, if we mute the vocals here at the start, you can sort of hear how the idea started out was basically this, you know. So besides the drums, really, it's pretty much, yeah, that wouldn't go amiss on like an old 70s, 80s boogie funk type deal. But yeah, obviously with some really fat kicks and snares in there, brings it up to kind of 21 styley. So yeah, we got this little 80s synth thing here, made an operator. I've actually done a tutorial on how to do this kind of stuff. I think it's called Funky Synth Chords, how I do funky synth chords, something like that. So go check out my YouTube channel for a little bit more of an in-depth look at this. We won't go too into that right now, but yeah, super simple. Operator's one of my favourite synths for doing stuff like that. Then we got this little guitar part that I recorded in. Straight into this interface here. Not too much processing really, just Ableton's amp, a few other little bits and bobs. And also running that in parallel with the clean signal as well. And I find certainly with when I'm recording my Stratocaster, my Fender Stratocaster, like you don't really need to do too much processing to it. A lot of the old stuff like Prince and stuff like that, Nile Rodgers, all those guys were just recording straight into the desk. It's more about just having a good instrument and like just being a good player really, which, not to say I'm a great player, but those guys certainly don't need much polishing, that's for sure. So yeah, let's have a listen to the vocal as well, which certainly for the rap parts, at least for the first half here, was all done in one long take, which is pretty impressive. She absolutely smashed it. So yeah, once again, shout out to Jozy, you killed it on this. Let's have a little listen.
I've been chilling for a minute, now it's on just. Give me 5 minutes of your time, cause I promise we are gonna make change, put it in the song, cause we are back bigger, yeah, we're better, yeah, we're stronger. I'm not gonna tell you it's the end, cause it isn't.
Yeah, very little processing on this actually. Like I've just done a bit of EQ, some compression, and a tiny bit of wider. This is a free plugin, just to give it some width. But yeah, most of that just comes from the fact that she really nailed the performance, and she really nailed the recording as well. She actually recorded it herself. Yeah, absolutely crushed it. Nice and close to the mic, lots of energy. And obviously you've got a few of these little background ad-libs as well.
To right wrongs in our villages.
But yeah, most of the work with the vocal came with the chorus, which is this section here.
Just leave it. Now I need to just feel it.
Which obviously, as you can see, I did a lot of chopping and changing and kind of getting stuff all in time. I didn't want to overly warp it because I didn't want to like degrade the sound quality, so I did more kind of like manual chopping and moving around and stuff to get it all sort of in time. So yeah, we've got like, what is it? Yeah, 4 layers in total there, all playing at the same time. And yeah, there's also a few little extra guitar parts that come in here in the build-up / chorus. Bit more of a wah sound here. And once again, I've done a YouTube tutorial on how to get that kind of wah sound without a wah pedal. It's actually using an auto filter. But yeah, I won't go too into that right now because you can find that video on my YouTube channel. So yeah, super simple, classic little build-up, little snare build here as well. Synth comes back in as well. And then we've got the drop, which I'm really stoked on. Sadly, I can't really show you any of these patches because they're all the basses are flattened to audio, which I did quite a few versions of this track ago. yeah, I tend to do that towards the end of the process, just to kind of make sure everything's like, yeah, sounds exactly how I want it. Save some CPU, and also means I can sort of clean stuff up a little bit in audio. But yeah, most of these sounds would have been done in Serum or an operator. Like certainly these kind of sounds, that's all operator. Again, there's a YouTube tutorial I did on that, probably called like 80s synth bass or something like that. Yeah, that just sounds like a saw wave with an envelope, filter envelope on it, and probably erosion as well. And then the rest of these sounds are probably a bit more complex. Just lots of processing, lots of filtering, lots of distortion, basically. And yeah, I'll probably do a proper breakdown of this track on Patreon, where I'll actually look at some of those bass patches, maybe even share them with you guys. So yeah, go sign up to my Patreon if you want a little bit of a deeper look at this track and tons of my other tracks as well. But yeah, let's not get too stuck on that right now. Got this little lead here as well. This is pretty fun. Super simple sound also. This is just yeah, basically a saw wave in Serum with this Formant 1 filter on it. Really like that sound.
But that was the carbonate till it's safe for glory. Hide it out though it will get boring. I am waiting for our new storyline. Cut the cameras, come back in a warmer time.
Then the middle breakdown here, we'll have a little look at this electric piano part. I really like how this sounds. Also the little switch up in the vocal processing as well. I got some overdrive and some slapback on the vocal here.
Sweaty dance floors, sleepless nights, watching sunrise.
And yeah, this is just a basic electric piano from probably like an Ableton pack, like one of the ones that you buy, I think. But you could probably get the same sound just with like the straight up electric pianos in Ableton. But yeah, most of this sound is coming from the RC20. This is a great plugin. I'm sure you've heard of it. Kind of gives it a bit of a retro feel with some like noise and some sort of tape wobble and some distortion and stuff. So if you hear it without, and then this is with, just really kind of dirties it up and makes it sound old school. Really cool plugin. I tend to just use this default preset here and then just kind of tweak it a little bit. Yeah, and then we've got kind of the same build up again, similar at least to the first, slightly different arrangement with the guitars and stuff. Yeah, and then into this second drop here. Yeah, lots going on here. A little bit heavier than the first drop, but yeah, not too different really. Just kind of keeping that shit going. And then yeah, little outro back to the kind of boogie funk vibes to see us off. With some little cheeky ad libs from Jozy as well.
Renaissance.
One thing we did forget to look at is the drums, so I'll have a little quick look at those now. But yeah, not really anything too complicated going on, really, just quite a straight beat. What really makes it is these kind of incidental claps that kind of come in and out. So there's this guy here, this kind of comes in a little bit early, if you can see there. So that kind of creates a bit more of a crunch. And then there's also this Lindrum clap here. Bit more of like an 80s drum machine kind of vibe. And I probably would have created that using this plate reverb, Arturia Plate 140, Rev Plate 140. I also use that on a lot of the guitars. Just a really cool reverb. It just sounds really old school and real. Big fan of that. And yeah, that's about it really. Yeah, I don't want to go too in depth because we'll save that for Patreon, and also I don't want this video to be too long. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and like I say, I'll be breaking down the rest of the tracks over the coming days, so I hope you enjoy those videos. Stick around for those, and yeah, one more shout out to Jozy for doing the amazing vocal on this. You absolutely killed it. And yeah, make sure you check out the EP as well if you haven't already. It's on the link in my bio. Go check it out there. It's on Spotify, all that jazz. Yeah, big ups, guys. See you next time.